I failed at being you, but I'm winning at being me. I'm winning at being free, ain't no competition but me. See, I realize that I'm free, and I realize that I'm me. And I found out that I'm not alone, and there's plenty people like me.
What's good? I'm Jack, and I'm back with another bootleg figure review. And this time I'll be reviewing the bootleg SH Figuarts Avengers Infinity War Thanos. Now, I really wanted the official version of this figure. I even pre-ordered it on Amazon, but by the time it was close to coming out, I needed to use that money for something else. So I was unable to get the official version of this figure, and now that figure goes for like close to $150, and I don't have that kind of money to pay for him. So when I finally seen this guy go up on eBay for like $25, I instantly jumped on it and bought this guy. I gotta say, between this version and the Marvel Legends versions of this figure, I really like the SH Figuarts version the best, and so I had to have this guy. Without further ado, let me get him out of the box and see what we're working with. Now, here he is out of the packaging, and as you can see, I'm looking at this figure through my viewfinder on my camera, and he comes out more blue on camera than he does in person. In person, he's more purple than he looks in this video right now. But as you can see, it's a decent paint job. You can see a little paint spot there, and some black marks on his arm. I don't know if you can see that too well. Some like gold paint bleeding on his forearms where the gauntlet is. Some more paint bleeding on that arm. This arm is okay. This elbow looks lighter than the rest of the arm. Hands are decent. Decent enough paint job on the back. Skirt pieces are nicely detailed. The gauntlet itself looks amazing for a knockoff. But this stone looks like a black marble. And once again, excuse me if you hear any noise in the background. Other people are here, and they're playing Christmas music and stuff, and there's nothing I can do about that. But the boots, they have a very glossy look to them. There's a few paint spots right there, scuffs on the knee, another scuff right there, and nothing on the boots. The boots are just flat at the bottom, but other than that, he looks alright. And there's like a little paint mark right there on the chest. I didn't notice that at first. But moving on, we'll go into his accessories. And for his first accessory, he has an alternate head with the teeth gritting face. I really like this face. He really looks exactly like how he did in the movies, with those beady little eyes. And I can't really see any paint imperfection, but this thing is highly detailed. Here's his other alternate head, the smirking face, and yeah, this one looks good as well. And these are nicely detailed, those beady little eyes again with him smiling and whatnot. Right ungloved hand with just a reaching, like clawing type of hand, style pose type of hand. His other alternate right hand, just an open palm type of hand, reaching out, or whatever you want to call it. And instead of giving him the snapping fingers for the hand that the gauntlet is on, they gave it to his right bare hand. And there is a part in the movie where he says he can just snap his finger like that and destroy half the universe. But we all wanted the snapping fingers for the gauntlet hand. But this is nice too. Here we have an alternate left hand for the gauntlet hand, and this is nicely detailed as well. On this hand, this stone looks more green in person than it does on camera. On camera, it comes out more black looking. But you can see the stones very well. They look very translucent right here. And this stone right here looks more blue in person but it looks more green on camera. So yeah, but these are nicely, this is nicely detailed. And we have an open palm gauntlet hand, and this one is nicely detailed as well. Yeah, these two hands look really, really good. Now I'm going to show off his articulation. As you can see, he can look down that much. Can't look up that much, but his neck joint is very tight, but he can look up a good amount. You know, ab crunch doesn't go well. Well, as you can see, if you move him forward too much, he will snap in half. But he can snap back together. But yeah, you can't bend him too far, or he can't bend back that much. But it's okay for a bootleg, I guess. Arm has, a nice butterfly joint. It can come out, that far. Get nice, nice pivot and movement or whatever. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. Well, it should be a double jointed elbow, but his arms are too big. Ball joint for the wrist. I mean, it can't move that much because of the gauntleted hand. For the right arm, nice butterfly movement, bicep swivel, butterfly joint comes out a good amount. Double jointed elbows, ball joint wrist, get the movement around a little bit. I forgot to swivel the waist. And the legs have, he can kick up that far, kick back a good amount. And the legs are like they drop down. I don't think I showed that in some of the other bootleg figure reviews I have done. But they drop down. A nice swivel. Knees bend that much. Ankles, hinge up and down just that much. And it has a little bit of ankle pivot. And the toe joint feels a little stuck. So I'm not going to try and move that too much. You see it kicks up very far. Nice swivel. Drop down. Knees bend that much. Ankle goes up and down just a little. And swivel. And this toe hinge seems to... Whoa! Ooh, I broke a nail doing that. Yeah, I guess the paint on this guy is what keeps the ankle pivot so stiff. But let me go ahead and break this one. Well, this toe hinge... I've been saying ankle hinge, but this toe hinge is a lot stiffer than this one. I will say one thing though, he is very loose and floppy. Like, he's not stiff at all. Like, he flops around like a dead fish. But other than that, that's about it for the articulation. And one thing before I get into a size comparison, I want to try switching out his head and his hands. Alright. Well, as you can see, that what happens when you try and take off his head. I don't know if his head is completely on the way it should be, but since I did pull it out, he does get better range. But you can switch the head out pretty well. And for the gauntlet hand, there's a little paint chipping on that peg right there. And you really have to force the hand on, but it goes on well. And for the right hand, and there I've switched out his head and his hands. And now I can get into some size comparisons. One thing I will note is that it's hard to stand him up because he's so loose and floppy. Like he's very hard to stand. Or maybe it's the background I'm using, or the little paper diorama or whatever, but he won't stand straight up because he's very floppy. But now I can get into size comparisons. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Infinity War Thor. And Infinity War Iron Spider. As you can see, they go well together. I mean, I know the bootleg is way shorter than the official figure, but I mean, they go good enough together. An Articulated Icons Ninja and a Mythic Legion's Female Vampire Knight. SH Figuarts Final Form Sora. And SH Figuarts Tiger the Dark. NECA God of War 4 Kratos. And he's slightly bigger than this Thanos. And Storm Collectibles Ken. Yeah, they go well together. Marvel Legends Age of Ultron Hulk. And the Walmart exclusive comic book Thanos. I know this is a bootleg, but I like the fact that this figure is more articulated than this one. You know, I was thinking about actually selling this one and keeping the bootleg. I mean, I may be the only guy who's willing to sell his official figures for bootlegs just because they have better articulation. I know he's looser, but he's way more articulated than this guy. Last but not least, my NECA Turtles and Shredder. So all in all, I gotta say it's a pretty nice, you know, bootleg. I mean, except for the fact that, you know, he's loose and floppy and he's not as tall as the original official version, but he's cool. I like him. And I don't know, I may keep my Marvel Legends comic book Thanos, but I'm not too sure on that right now. But otherwise, yeah, I recommend buying the bootleg version of him, especially if you don't have the money for the official version. But if you do have the money for the official version, I say by all means spend that money. But if not, I say take the bootleg. But yeah, that's about it for this review. I want to say thank you to everyone who watched this video all the way through. Thank you to all my recent subscribers. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, it's been real.